So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us here. We are here today gathered to share the story of Travel Hands, how we have built it, what we are doing in the next few months, and how you can join us in the mission of making it, join us in the mission of making a inclusive London. So I'll share my screen with a very short presentation that I have. Just give me a second. Technology isn't very convenient always. Right, so Travel Hands was born by mistake, I would say. I was volunteering with a charity called Blind Aid.
Say by accident, not by mistake.
by accident, definitely. Thank you for guiding me on that. And I was volunteering with a charity called Blind Aid for my thesis project in the year 2018. And is my screen sharing paused, by the way? Zoom share. Okay, sorry for the technical problem again. Here we go. Right, can you see the screen?
I can hear that it is started. I can't see, obviously.
Well,
I can.
yeah, 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 that's right, Mahindra. Silvana, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Try to move. Let's see if it's.
Oh, yeah, so that should be fine. Okay. So in the year 2018, I was doing my project for my thesis, and I was volunteering with a charity called Blind Aid. And in the month of Christmas, in the month of December, a lot of my friends went back home for Christmas, and I was feeling alone, bored. So a couple of my visually impaired people, VIP as we like to call them, friends, they asked me to go for a pub crawl. And I went as a volunteer to help them go around, but had a wonderful evening. And while dropping one of them home, they said, "You have been a good Uber human being." And that really clicked. I thought, yeah, I mean, in a drunken state of mind, it really felt very good. And I thought, that I could, this could be shared with other people. So that moment, I began researching on the topic. And as I researched, I realized like we could summarize the problem. And what we realized is that a VIP has to, for a VIP to go from their house to a tube station, 15 minutes walk independently is a big challenge. They may have to book a cab ride, which could be a minimum cost of 2.5 pounds. VIPs have Freedom Pass, which gives them free public transportation, but then they're not able to use it and end up actually paying twice the amount and take double the time to go from point A to point B in London when compared with a person of sight. So that's an analysis we figured out from our research. Travel Hands was born to solve this problem, and essentially Travel Hands pairs a visually impaired person with a sighted and verified guide to go from point A to point B. We are working as a call center service. People can email us, WhatsApp us, call us to book the journeys. Now we are launching the mobile app as well on the Play Stores. Plus, we have a web-based application as well for VIP who are comfortable using desktop. The innovation of Travel Hands is easy to use for VIP. As I said, they can use multiple ways to get in touch. The mobile app we have designed is accessible. We have tested with our community members, and they have shared that the app is accessible, easy to use, and comprehend. On the other hand, our guides or volunteers have a gratitude field experience, and it's flexible, as in the calendar, based on your calendar, you can book the journeys and receive the journeys. Additionally, in the future, we're going to add reward incentive scheme to the app. So the time and distance you spend with Travel Hands, gets converted to points, and you can redeem the points as rewards. So let's say a free coffee from Costa for volunteering in 2 journeys in a day. The impact we have generated is, well, a VIP saves 30 minutes average time on each journey. And for an active person traveling around London, they save £40 per month. Our community members have shared that they have increased their social network, made more friends, and thus also increased their physical activity on a day-to-day. Additionally, some of the VIPs have been using Travel Hands to go to their work meetings and leisure activities. So from May 2021, we launched the service, and we have about 150 VIPs registered, 75 volunteers in London. With them, we have done about 250 journeys, which has helped us to learn from the experience and put that in the mobile app so that it makes sense and it's usable. We have created a lot of partnerships with small and big charities like RNIB, Thomas Buckland Trust, voluntary organizations, London Sports, etc. And we are looking for more partnerships as we grow. Lastly, I'm gonna shut up now, not talk more, and let you guys have a say as well. But the team behind Travel Hands has experience in design, strategy, development, technology, and some people have work experience working in the field of disability as well as charity. So that's more or so it from my end. Thank you for being patient. And I'll hand over to Silvana, who's going to share very briefly what the induction process is and how you can join Travel Hands.
Hi, everybody. As you know, my name is Silvana, and I am the customer service of Travel Hands. So most likely, if you give us a call or like if you receive an email, it will come from me. So the way that the induction works is that once you register with us, you will get automated email. But I'm about to just share my screen with you so you can see how the email looks and what the process is on the way. And also my audio is not that good, so if you can't hear me at any point, just let me know, okay? So once you get the automated email, this is how it looks like. It would ask you to book your induction here, but I suggest that you go through the learning materials, which is just here. The learning materials is for you to know about the service and how it works, and it allows you to basically just train yourself on how to guide a VIP. So once you open it, you will see how go. Let's see. There should be a video here, but it might not be here. But yeah, there's a video, so you can go through the learning materials, but I suggest that you watch the video first so you can get an idea of how to walk with the VIP first. Once you finish watching the video, then you can just go through the learning materials. It has what to do and what not to do, and how to work with the VIP, and what to do if a problem rises or if there's any problems on the way. It shows you videos and pictures of exactly how to work with the VIP, basically. It's quite straightforward, but I do recommend that you really study the learning materials, because at the end of this learning materials, if you scroll down to the end, it will ask you to take a test so that you can test your knowledge on the materials and on the information that you've read. You can do the test by yourself if you want to, but I do recommend that you do it with me instead. And the way to do that is, if you go back on the email, it says book an induction. So if you click on that, it will give you available dates for you to book the journey, to book the induction, which will be 60 minutes. I would recommend that you study the materials a lot before you book the induction, so that you are confident in what you've read and the information that's in there. Once you book the available dates for you, and then you can join me on the 60-minute call, and we can just go through the materials quickly together, and then you'll be able to do the test. I will be there in the call with you to help you if there's any questions that you may have about the test. And I will also explain about how the service works briefly. And if you have any questions, this will be an opportunity for you to ask anything that you don't understand as well. After the test is done, then I will I would share my screen with you, and I will be able to do your DBS application. If you have a DBS application, that's absolutely fantastic. You can just send it to me through an email. If not, then it only takes about 15 minutes for me to do it. So I just share my screen with you, and all I need is your names, your date of birth, your contact information. The only thing I would say is a little bit long about the DBS application is I would need to have your address for the last 5 years. And that would require you to be in the UK. If you're someone from outside of the UK, that's absolutely fine. We found a way to work around that. So yeah, that's really it. Basically, it's just quite straightforward. And once I am done with this, I would submit the application, and usually it would take about a week or two for the application to be approved. Obviously, if the application is not approved by the DBS, then you may not be able to volunteer with us for whatever reason. But if it is approved, then we will let you know. And once we let you know, we just need your availability, and yeah, and we just take it from there. Once we have your availability, we just send you journey requests. Depending on your schedule, the volunteer program is quite flexible, so we always work around your schedule, and we always send you journey requests according to your plans and your availability. And the way that the email works and how it looks is we will include every detail of the journey. And if you are able to take the journey, we would appreciate you if you just let us know as soon as possible to say, hey, yes, I accept the journey. If you're not available, we would also appreciate you letting us know, yes, I can't take the journey. If you don't let us know, it takes a little bit time for us to find another volunteer. So we do appreciate you letting us know as soon as you can if you're not able to do it, so that we can move on to the next available volunteer as well. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. On the day of the volunteering, we would remind you or give you a call an hour before to remind you to share your location with us, or to let us know once you are with the VIP. We would give you a secret code as well, so that you know the VIP knows who you are. And we also ask you to let us know once the journey is completed as well, so that we know everything went well and we get your feedback from you. So yeah, that's pretty much how the sign-up process works and how the induction works. And yeah, if you have any questions, please do let me know as well.
Before we move on to the questions,
yeah,
one suggestion. Only myself and Alam have introduced to the participants. We all know that Silvana and Ishan, you are universally famous personalities, but others may not be so famous. So, so would others be kindly be allowed to introduce themselves, so that we, at least I know who else is there, because I can't see the faces, so I can at least listen to their voices and know who else is present in this meeting.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Ishan?
Oh yeah, for sure, Mahendra, we're gonna go with the process. But before moving to that, any questions on the induction process, or what is Travel Hands, just in case. Okay, if you do have any, please do let us in the chat. But moving forward, Mahendra, it'd be nice if you can introduce yourself, definitely, because and we can begin and share your experience with Travel Hands in a short sentence.
Okay. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mahendra Rastogi. I'm a completely blind man and a senior citizen. My wife is also completely blind, and we both are service users of Travel Hands. I joined Travel Hand as service user just a few months back. And ever since, whenever I requested, most of the time, I was helped by the able volunteers, and all the volunteers without exception have been wonderful. And if you ask me, which is the one service that you have liked the most in UK, I would definitely say Travel Hands, because I've been waiting for this kind of service for ages. And when I learned about it, I immediately joined, and I've been telling all the friends whom I know to join and register with Travel Hands and get this benefit. Because the volunteers there are not only good escorts, I mean, very good at escorting. Their behavior is very friendly, very supportive. They are very patient. They are very regular and very well trained in performing their job. So this has been my experience. And once everybody has introduced, I have a couple of suggestions, Ishan.
Yeah, we're gonna share some questions with you, definitely, and you can put those points there. Olivia, if you'd like to share about yourself a bit.
Hello, I'm Olivia, and I found out about Travel Hands as a volunteer, I think just before COVID, wasn't it? It started then, and then everything came to a standstill for a very long time. But in the last few months, it's sort of taken off again, and I have gone out, not as much as I would like, because obviously my timetables don't necessarily match up, unhappily, with people that need help. But I have had wonderful trips. I've enjoyed every single person that I've met and taken out wherever we've gone. We've been to shops, we've been to doctors, we've been to hospitals, I've been to even the Apple stores. So it's always different every time, and it's really nice to meet people that I wouldn't meet normally. And I've really, I'm very pleased to have joined. And other than the computer stuff, which I find very difficult to deal with, the people side of it, I find fantastic.
Thank you, Olivia. Nuran, would you like to introduce yourself as well, as you've been volunteer with us for a year as well for now?
Hi, my name is Nuran, and yeah, I've been volunteering now for about 11 months. I found out about Travel Hands through my friend Sophie, who used to work for the social media section of Travel Hands. And yeah, it's also been really wonderful for me. I've met so many different people and had so many great trips, sometimes just walks, go and have a coffee after as well. And it's really nice. You know, the people I volunteer with aren't just, you know, random people. They've become my friends as well. So it's been really great.
Thank you. Chid, would you like to share about yourself and your experience as well?
Hi, I became a volunteer a while ago. I think it was similar to what Olivia said, like before the pandemic. I only did it twice, but yeah, it was a good experience. And that's it.
Great.
Thank you. So I have a few questions, and especially Mahendra, I would ask you first of all, why do you feel Travel Hands should exist, first of all?
See, you know, the blindness though now lots of technological assistance is available, technology support is there, but still there are two major challenges associated with vision impairment. One is mobility, and another one is access to print. Now, about access to the print, the technology has gone far ahead, and there are quite a few apps and aids and appliances that help blind people to have access to the printed words. But there is nothing foolproof facility or support that helps the blind person to move freely with a friendly companion. So, and it has never been there. There are a couple of programs, a couple of charities that do in a different way. But the best thing about the travel hand is that the volunteer comes at the doorstep if a person wants, though I always prefer to meet at some central place because that makes things easy for the volunteer as well as for me. But those who can't do that, they can meet at the doorstep and can be dropped at the doorstep. And the cost with it is very nominal. I mean, just for £3 for 3 hours, or £15 for the whole month, or £5 for the whole day. You can't expect anything cheaper than that. So these are a few things that I love the most. And see, there has never been this facility in, I don't say even in the, not only in the UK, but I haven't heard any such facility anywhere in the world, that you have the volunteer at your doorstep at your demand. I mean, most of the time there may be, I mean, it's not always to get what you want, but there may be sometimes the requirement is more than the availability of the volunteers. But on most occasions, you get the volunteer at your doorstep, get your things done without the pressure, without having the tension. How am I going to get my appointment done? How am I going to get to the hospital on time? How am I going to get to some meeting on time? If I'm registered the travel hands, then all my tensions are taken care of travel hands. So it's not only the logistics, it's only a great mental satisfaction, mental peace for the service user to have this kind of service.
Well, thank you, Mahendra, for sharing that in detail. Olivia,
Yeah.
how would you describe your experience as why you think travel hands should exist?
Well, obviously, I'm not part of the non-seeing community, so I don't know the actual needs that people really have. But I feel that it's such an easy thing to do to enable people to be independent and to go out, and especially to do the boring things as well as the fun things in life in this city, which has so much to offer. So I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, I can't say it. I can't think any else, because I don't think there is, as Mahendra was saying, there's nothing similar as far as I'm aware for like this, and it's so simple. I mean, not simple, not what you're doing, but what for us to turn up at somebody's doorstep and go off and do something with them and spend 2 or 3 hours with them in nice company, and you know that the people are very pleased that they've been able to do it.
And if I may add, you know, isolation is a very serious problem in this country. Loneliness. Loneliness and isolation hurts everybody, but it hurts more brutally to the VI persons.
Yeah.
Because they can't even see the persons around them. So this kind of service helps them to overcome, to some extent, the challenges of loneliness and isolation. At least a volunteer for 3 hours is there to talk to the person, to address his needs, to give consolation if needed. and at times, if needed, some sort of advice or at least a friendly chat and discussions on the topics that, I mean, volunteer as well as service users both might be interested in. So this is an additional advantage of having the travel hands.
Brilliant. Mahendra, I have a follow-up question to you. So given that, as you said, Travel Hands is a new service, which is, yes, we haven't really, it's a unique service which hasn't been executed anywhere else as of now. But hopefully in the future, we do have similar services. However, because of Travel Hands, now as a VIP, what can you imagine doing, or what are the opportunities you feel you can avail, which you were not able to before Travel Hands?
See, I mean, I won't say they were not available, but the only thing is they were not easily accessible. If I had to go, I had to go to a hospital at Ilford, Cromford, Redbridge, and my son, who usually takes me, was traveling abroad on his business trip. And I had no hope to go on my own because I didn't know how to go there. If Travel Hand had not been there, either I would have cancelled or postponed my appointment. But it was just because I could get the assistance of availability of Travel Hands, I could go to the hospital, get things done. Similarly, I had to do some banking, and banking you can't do with everybody unless you meet the person and see the person is of your confidence. I don't know, the banking which I did with the person, he did not do anything on his own. He let me do everything so that my privacy is not compromised. It rarely happens. People even don't understand what privacy means and how a blind person should be helped maintaining his privacy and his dignity. So, I mean, these are very new things that have, though may sound subtle, but very important in a life of the blind person, especially a totally blind person.
Yeah, it is. Well, just to reassure the audience that it totally depends on the volunteer's comfort. If they are happy to assist in matters of privacy, such as banking, or maybe a few of our VIP users have shared to read the letters for them. So it's definitely on the volunteer's choice if they're happy to do it or not. But yes, I'm very glad that we have like the instructions we have set, ensure that they follow all the necessary safety measures, including privacy. I have a follow-up question for Nuran. Nuran, are you there? Sorry. So Nuran, do you find Travel Hands fun, or you can share any fun moment you had with the VIP and while using Travel Hands?
Yeah, I definitely do find it fun. I look forward to it when I do get requests. It's more just about like chatting and getting to know the person that I'm with. The other week I went on a rather long trip to the salon, so I had a lot of time. Chatted with the VIP and with the hairstylist, and went and got lunch, and you make a day out of it, and it's just like hanging out with a friend. Really, it's no different.
Well, I'm glad you had a wonderful time in the salon. Chit, would you like to add any of your experiences there?
There was one trip I did. I think it was, I don't remember how long it was, but it was like a longer one because I was helping someone get to the GP, and it was good because he was very like talkative, and so I just thought it was interesting to learn about another person's life, because like it's harder for me if I have to come up with things to say, and so yeah, I thought it was interesting.
That's good. Yeah. Thank you. Olivia, how do you feel? If you can comment on the flexibility of volunteering with Travel Hands, how do you accommodate Travel Hands in your day-to-day life, and how much it affects your schedule?
It depends. Obviously, it sometimes it's very short. You know, you're given 24 hours or 48 hours, and then happily you've already got things planned. And it would be easier if I could know that somebody wanted to be taken out a week beforehand. So sometimes I find it frustrating that I'm turning people down because it's just the information comes so late. What do you want to? Sorry, what was it else? And what? How did I find it?
Well, the question was around flexibility. So how?
Well, yes, it's very flexible for me because I can always say no, though I do feel guilty quite often when I do. I know you haven't got that many people yet, volunteers yet, but in a way, sometimes I do get asked for ones which are so far away. I'm going to say to take me over an hour to get there and over an hour to get back. And I just think, actually, I don't want to give up 5 hours of my day in a way, you know. I don't know if at some stages you'll be able to have enough people so that you can do it within a sort of half-hour distance from somebody's house that you have to go to collect somebody. It would be much simpler. I would then take on more things if they were within half an hour sort of travel from my front door to their front door. But regarding what you were asking the others about wonderful trips, I had a wonderful trip one day with a lady who I had already taken out shopping at one of the big places up in Westfields, one of the Westfields. And one day she asked if I would take her and a friend of hers to a Westfield. It was an eye-opener. We went to all the most expensive shops. They knew what everything was worth. They knew what everything. It was hysterical. It was just had such joy, and I was completely amazed by this world that I'd never come into before. And it was just delightful. And they just laughed all the time. And it was such a nice afternoon. I can't tell you.
Well, I'm really glad you had a wonderful experience, and we do agree. Yes, we need a lot of volunteers because we have been getting requests from VIB all over London, and we have been guilty of requesting you to travel sometimes a bit more than half an hour. But from October onwards, we have made a policy. We are not gonna push you to go beyond your comfort zone and not travel more than half an hour at any cost, so that you get the best experience, as you say. And definitely we're adding more and more volunteers in the list, and get as much joy to the experience to every service user. So with that, I have well, I would say maybe a last question to Mahendra from my end, so that if others have any, they can definitely go ahead. Mahendra, if you can just summarize your experience, as in what do you enjoy the most about Travel Hands in terms of usage?
The friendly company of the volunteers, and attending the meeting and the appointments on time, their punctuality, and I've already said their nature, their behavior, their support. And it doesn't occur that I'm meeting the person for the first time. They're so friendly. I've had the encounter with 4 volunteers, including yourself, Mr. CEO, and 3 others, and they have all been, without exception, wonderful persons. So it has not only made my journeys and my travel, my purposes convenient, it has been a wonderful experience. And just even working with a friend like volunteer itself is a pleasure, which I don't think I can ever describe in sufficient words.
Well, thank you, thank you, Mahendra, for these kind words. And I must say that that experience, the walking experience I had with you, I think 3 weeks before, in Canary Wharf.
Yeah.
I was well, it was like 1 hour walk, but I could complete my days of, well, at least 10,000 steps of walking, which usually I'm not able to complete because I sit in front of the computer and blah blah blah, go on about travel hands and trying to make it a reality. I had a lot of stress going on, especially while running a small business isn't the best, isn't very easy at the moment. But yeah, a lot of stress, a lot of challenges, and that 1.5 hour walk actually with you in Canary Wharf, looking around, seeing the hustle and bustle, and going around that small area opened my mind so much. I cannot really explain how it impacted my inner happiness. Like I felt very happy about it. And in terms of, well, working on travel hands, I got 2 3 new ideas to develop as well. So it is enhancing 100%.
Okay.
Before we proceed, I'm wary of the time. Is there any other questions from Alam or Chid or anybody else you'd like to ask us or Mahendra or Olivia in particular?
I have a few questions. So you know how you guys are launching an app? Do you still need people to test it? Because I said I could do that and then I forgot to reply, but I don't know if it was still happening.
Chid, 100%. Thank you. So the thing was, we tested the app with a lot of users, and we got a good feedback, made the changes, and now we are putting it in the Play Store. So we'll be in touch with you probably next week. We can test again with you. Thank you for that.
Okay, and also for volunteers, if we have to pay for public transport, can we get that back, or do we just expect to pay for it ourselves?
Well, at the moment, we haven't been able to repay our volunteers in monetary ways. But as we progress, we're going to add the point system, and you can get rewards. And in the reward scheme, we definitely be willing to add TFL, so that you can get free transportation services. Also, because we are registering as a charity, that gives us more resources to provide you with any of those returns. So in the mix of things, I would say at the moment we are not able to, but in the near future, yes.
Okay, and also, are there like more opportunities to train, or is it just the initial induction? Because I've done that, but like, do you ever like do like extra training?
Well, Chid, yes. If you feel like you'd like to discuss this again or train again, please do book the training with us online, as Silvana shared with the Book Now link. She can share the link with you. And we are actually partnering with a number of organizations and we're going to organize in-person trainings, hopefully from January next year. And you can go there physically and get trained right there, practice as well, and get going.
Okay, thanks. And I have one more question. So I'm in university and I'm in like I'm in a society, and it's a charity society. Because it's volunteering, we have like volunteers who are DBS checked and stuff. And I was wondering, do you think it could be possible to do like some kind of event with travel hands? Like, I don't really have any ideas, but like, even if it was like a walk in the park type of thing, and so, like, to have like the people, like my volunteers, help with travel hands. Like, do you think that'd be possible? Like, it doesn't have to be anytime soon, like any point in the year.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as I said, Travel Hands brings a lot of happiness, and we're happy to share it. And that's why we are registering as a charity to make it open for the public benefit. And yeah, please do share. Please do write to me, to Silvana. We'll be very happy to discuss it further.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask, do you have an age group? I mean, how old must people be to become a volunteer?
Olivia, you are a living goddess.
No. I'm the other end. One day you have to decide you can't have people any older. I'm asking for the young people at the moment.
18 plus.
How young is officially can you take people?
18 plus. So-
18 plus, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I have to really applaud. We have to mention this because like your energy, is fantastic, and you bring in so much energy in us in the VIP that you make us feel like, okay, get going in the city, and thank you for sharing that.
Is Alam still there?
Yeah, Alam has a question. I'm just
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
He hasn't
I
spoken.
have DBS, of course. I'm working for council on a sports development team. I'm doing delivering a lot of physical activities, free for people and stuff like that. Yeah, I always try to help much as I can when I have free times, and that's what I've been doing. During COVID, I lost my job, and I was trying to help many people as possible in a way. And working for NHS was wiped me up so much as well, which is on vaccination and test and trace stuff I was involved in, and that actually created my jobs and all. And actually, it took me out from my own shell because I was always in sports development and never thought of what people need and what people actually look for. And yeah, it's quite nice to hear from everybody what people have done and stuff, and then what actually Mahendra is how he got into this service and got so much out of it. And yeah, where about you live in Tower Hamlets, Mahendra?
And I love dogs.
Oh, I love dogs. So not far. I used to live in Blackwell.
Okay, not far from me.
So yeah, not now I'm in Aldgate East, so just a little bit further down. It's not
Right.
it's not too far from you. I brought up in I Love Dogs since I was a child, but it was really nice and good to join the interactions. Even though whatever time I have, I love to help people, and this is good. I think it will be beneficial for some people, and also that will be rewarding for me, and that's how I see it. Okay.
thank you.
And my question was, but I have a DBS. If you do you have to provide any documents for you or anything like that? Because or how or you just one volunteer just come in and join in and helping people. You don't work with the data.
So we require you to have documents because I will need to take your passport information to do your DBS application, and your proof of address as well. So we have to make sure that there's no issues in your background, because if we can't do your DBS, then we won't be able to let you be verified volunteer.
Oh yeah, I have many DBS. If you
Oh, yeah.
wanna, I have up-to-date ones as well.
Yeah.
And if you want, I have quite a few in my house actually. It's pretty recent as well. So yeah, if you want to make application through yourself, you can do that. It's not an issue. But I have a few DBS in
So if you have a valid DBS for adult volunteering, for adult care, then that's absolutely fine. You can send that through.
Yeah, that lasts for 3 years, but I done February, I think 22. So
yeah,
it's pretty.
yeah,
so.
I would just need your identification as well, just to see if it matches.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank you all once again. We are
Before you conclude, I have a small suggestion.
Yes.
On 8th of November, there is an event known Site Village. It's an annual event where, lots of professionals and the manufacturers of aids and appliances for the VI people, they meet together under one roof. So this is taking place on 8th November in Kensington Town Hall. So I just wanted, if you would like to advertise, if you've got some posters and pamphlets, so I could go with one of your volunteers and let the participants, because there will be lots of VI people, lots of other agencies, the charities. So they would know about what good work you have been doing. So
Yeah.
if you feel like doing that, I'm
sure.
ready to volunteer for that.
Thank you, Mahindra. I'm gonna contact you for that, especially as well.
Yes, plan about it. And one more suggestion. There is another charity. I think you know about the guide dogs. So guide dog, they are also running some sort of, not exactly the same that Travel Hands is doing, some sort of similar activity. They call it My Guide. So I just learned from them a couple of days back. So if you could talk to them and say some joint things could be done with them also, like a partnering that you have been partnering with RNIV, as you said, and with Pocklington Trust. So if you could partner with them also, or they could partner with you, so you can talk to them as well. The service is known as My Guide, and this is the part of guide dogs. Why I know? Because my son, he participated in marathon to raise funds for the guide dog a week back. So if you feel like if it's going to help our cause, then you can just try and see if something could be done to partner with them.
Sure. Thanks a lot. I'm sorry, Mahindra, I have to cut you off, but please do hold back a little so we can have a follow-up conversation on that. Thank you, everyone, for your time. It's a pleasure. If you have any more questions, please do write to us. And yeah, join us and share with your friends about this. We're going to put the video recording in social media and with the emails. Try to share the experiences you have shared with us. And yeah, good evening. Have a wonderful week.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lovely.
Thanks
Bye.
all of
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.